Best of luck, everyone. Congratulations, you won. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. Hold, please. Well, not a bad haul for one night. We return in the morning with $35 million in our pocket. Thanks for having me aboard. The main thing that's limiting us is on the roulette tables, the maximum bet you can have is $10 million. Or excuse me, $9,999,999. So for us to get to our $700 million, it's possible, but that's going to be a lot of gambling. And why would we do that when there's a big city out there just waiting for us? Okay, after this nap. Okay, you spry 70-year-old, it's time to go start a business. Oh, and you know what? Here's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna head to 45 3rd Street, which is an objective that Uncle Fred has had for us for the last 70 years, so we might as well finally get that out of the way. Okay, here we are. 45 3rd Street. So we could rent it for $9 a day, or we can send a building purchase offer, even though the building isn't for sale. And if the market value is 1.4 million, what if we offer 2 million? Send offer. The building owner accepted your offer. You're now the owner of 43 3rd Street. 43? Whoops. I bought 43 3rd Street, not 45. Oh god, this is awkward. Okay, don't panic. I know how to fix this. We can make it look like we did that on purpose by just buying out the whole block. And if we ever get to the point where there's something that costs more than we have, well, then I think we know what happens next. Why, yes, I would like to come aboard. Okay, now we've done it. We own every building on the left and right side of this street. Look at this. We got kebabs. We've also got a discount market, not to mention a quick one-stop. You know, this feels like a conflict of interest, but I don't think that's my problem. And there's so much more. We've got it all on this one street. Oh, geez, I hate choosing. Do I want to go to Joe's Hot Dogs or this Joe's Hot Dogs? Excuse me, cars. I own this street now. You can't just drive anywhere you feel like it. Just like you, citizen. You stop right. What is this? Grace's office flowers. What the hell? Well, it's exactly what you think it is. It's a flower shop owned by Grace. Well, listen, you wouldn't know this guy behind the counter, but now I've got to make this entire chain's life miserable, all because of your boss whose name is Grace. So let's head back outside, and we're gonna open up a competing business as close by as we can. And I don't think it can be right next door because that's a residential area. But ooh, look at this. Buckle up, 365 Tobacco, because I'm gonna rent this building to myself instead. Ta-da! And also, the moment I close this screen, the existing employee just evaporated. Look at this. The storefront is already gone. Oh wow, and the place is already vacant. I'm not sure how you did it, but thanks, I guess. Either way, it's time. Let's start a new business. For now, we're gonna focus on being a florist, just so we can crush Grace. Enter name of your business. Don't shop there. Ah yes, how professional looking. Yes, it definitely doesn't look like this place has beef with this other place. You know, we might as well include Joe's Hot Dogs. They didn't do anything wrong, but whatever. Let's change this to that. Ah yes, thanks game, that's definitely what I meant. Whatever, it gets the point across. So the game is kind enough to let us know that there's a couple of things we need to do, such as we need at least one product, we need a cash register, and shopping baskets. See, still my heart, this is all too exciting. Let's start with a cash register, which you might be wondering, where does one go for that? Well, that's easy. The furniture store. Let's go take a look in fake IKEA. I'm so excited to go shopping. Me and all these other people. Oh, are we going in as a group? Is that what's happening? I love watching these customers do their thing. Just ransacking everything. I don't think I would have it any other way. Now, I'm civilized, and that's why I'm getting a cart. Out of the way, everybody. Serious shopper coming through. Don't forget, this is for your business. So let's get one of these Forever Alone beds. Ooh, and also maybe a plant. My god, this really does feel like real IKEA, doesn't it? Well, I definitely don't remember doing this when I was shopping at IKEA. Just cruising down the street. Pardon me, day drinkers. I have a bed for one I need to put together. And here we are. And now that we have our supplies here, we get to do something even more fun. Individually unpack the boxes. And let's place that, oh, I don't know. There we go, perfect. And we'll put the plant right here so people have to walk the other direction. Oh yeah, looking great. And wouldn't you know, it's bedtime. Oh my god, look how he sleeps. Now that is the sleep of kings. Okay, and now that we're up again, we got a big day ahead of us. We actually bought none of the things we need. Turns out I went to the wrong store. We didn't need the furniture store. We needed the office supplies store. Let's go on an adventure. Oh, I think this is the place. Yes, this place right here. You wouldn't know it of course, because their sign is all the way up here. Although I'm not seeing the cash register machines, which is what I thought I needed. Hello, I would like some assistance, please. Well, looks like we're at the wrong store again. Where the hell are we supposed to be? Oh, I bet it's the appliance store, isn't it? Oh, silly me, I went to the wrong place again. Okay, here we are. Square Appliances, your local supplier of quality products. God, I certainly hope so. Finally, there they are. Hi, I would like to buy things. Hold on, I don't have good control of my shopping cart. Hey, you, wannabe Twitch streamer, ring up all my crap. Let's see, where should we put the shopping carts? Can we put them in here? In the break room? As a matter of fact, we can. So the people have to awkwardly go all the way over here to get one. And then we'll put our cash register right back over here. Yes, good. And finally, our shelving units. Okay, good. What a weird, gross looking storefront. Complete with the owner just Blair Witching in the corner. But we still need a product. God, so needy. I'm gonna assume that's the wholesale store. Oh, hey, and you know what? It turns out you can use taxis to get places. Well, don't mind if I do. Wow, only $25? You bring the cart with me? And the answer is yes. What a deal. Oh, wow. It's a warehouse, all right. Complete with all the little things we might need. Oh, here's what we're looking for. Expensive and cheap flowers. But I think it's time we did some shopping in style with a different piece of equipment. You know, I don't know what it is, but this feels like it's gonna be a bad idea. Oh, well, not a me problem. Anyway, let's just go pick up some flowers. Yep, this seems like enough of them, right? Hi there, I would like to buy these things, please. No, I don't want to look you in the eyes. You can only buy boxes which are in your hands, on a hand truck, or in your car's trunk. My car's trunk? Wait right here. I'll be right back. I didn't know we could buy our own car. Well, shiver me timbers, a car dealership. Okay, so we've got General US trucks, but further down the street, it looks like we've got city cars. And the car options are kind of what you think they would be, which is nice, but I sure would love to know what the other people down the street have to offer. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Yeah, pretty sure the option is clear. And obviously Pepto-Bismol pink. Well, I like this already. Okay, bye. Okay, now it says drive in, so let's do it. Oh my God. I gotta admit, I wasn't expecting this, but I guess it makes the forklift make more sense. You seem remarkably calm, considering what just happened behind you. Okay, wait, hang on. Before we proceed any further, I have to know something else. You know how when we first entered, there was a bunch of physics magic? Well, now I have to know something, which is what happens when we buy and drive in multiple trucks. Okay, I think I'm doing really well on the truck front. We've got not just one amazing truck here, but we've also got a second one, and a third one, and fourth, and fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, and 11th. Actually, I miscounted. I think there's 12. Anyway, let's work on getting these trucks inside. Okay, so here's one. Already stuck. Awesome. And 2, and 3. Oh, yeah. This is what we like to see. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, yep, this is going about as well as I could have hoped. Truck goes in, mess comes out. There we go. Turns out you can fit a lot of trucks in this place, and that's really great that they don't seem very threatened by it. But maybe people do this all the time, I don't know. I'm new to the shipping business. Okay, well, time to get out and... Uh-oh. No available position found for the character. Please move the vehicle to another location. I don't know if I can do that. Why can't I just crawl down from here? Well, I guess we have no choice but to just wait and pass out in the truck. Well, turns out I was wrong. We're still here. No energy in sight, and still no way to get out of the vehicle. Never mind, I passed out. Oh, those EMTs. They just knew I wouldn't be able to part with my semi. Unfortunately, we can't drive this thing around because it's totally broken. But at least I get free parking. And more than that, we need to see if we can do this with more vehicles. All right, let's try this again. Surely we can get at least one more truck stuck, right? Only one way to find out. Easy, easy. You're doing so good. Ah, and there we go. The blessed message. I don't think you're supposed to be able to pass out in your truck. But because our character can't leave the vehicle, when you try, you're out of the vehicle for like 1 frame before being forced back in. And that's the magic. Oh no. Why would this guy choose this seat? What kind of death wish do you have? Oh God, I don't even know if I can get out of here. Why is there only one exit in a hospital? Wait, I think I dislodged it. Well, this doesn't seem physically possible with the truck sticking out past the boundaries of the level. And also, oh, I'm so sorry. But more importantly, look, there's the exit. Now we can continue being a menace. You know, this is probably good enough for now. I think we've hit maximum truck occupancy for this hospital. You know what? I think my guy is too old and too rich to care about running an active business. You want to know what I somehow forgot about? I own this building. Let's just kick him out. Well, that was easy. Now let's check out our old map here and locate all the florist shops in the city. And let's do what any aspiring billionaire does. Unfairly buys out the competition. Hello there, other gray store. And now I could pay over $1 million to send them a business overtake offer, but I would rather just buy the entire building for 10 times that, just so I can kick them out instead. Sorry, Grace. Looks like you're gonna have to go somewhere else. Oh, and look, there's another one. Maybe I should leave this one alone. Just kidding. Okay, I think this is Grace's last flower shop, and we're gonna do something a little special this time, which is we're gonna send a business takeover offer. Congratulations, you're the new owner. And now we're gonna change the name. I'm Grace and I suck. Yeah, we did it, everybody. We exacted petty revenge on someone we've never seen and doesn't deserve it. It feels good to be rich. And you know what else? I don't think we need that miracle cure. I think we can just die happy. I want to thank Dislight again for sponsoring this video. If you want to check them out, there's a link in the description or a QR code covering this casket. So I hope you had fun. I know I did. And I'll see you next time. Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. We're checking out Sim Airport today, where it's our job to make and manage all the inner workings of an airport. So pack your bags, leave your tray tables down on takeoff and landing, and let's create some mile-high mayhem. Obviously, we're gonna go with sandbox. Map size, the biggest. Start from scratch, God yes. And we're ready to go. Okay, so here's our big, giant, empty lot. The game was kind enough to give us some starting zones, like garbage drop-off, garbage people drop-off, garbage people pickups, as well as deliveries and storage. What the hell? What is this? Is this a person? Are you alive? Oh god, they moved. Okay, I figured it out. Down here, this is our staff button, of which the game starts us with 2 lovely construction people. Meanwhile, down below, the game is trying to get our attention to let me know that there's a couple of things we need to open. Among other things, we need a functional aircraft gate and a functional runway. We also need ticketing, security, and baggage claim. Okay, let's see where this gets us. We're gonna build a beautiful 5x5 room, which doesn't look like much now, but before long, this truck is gonna show up, narrowly hit one of our people before dropping off the necessary supplies over in deliveries. Then they take those boxes, go right on over to the construction site and make us a building. I mean, eventually. Dear God, this is taking forever. Do you guys want some help? I feel like you wouldn't be too mad if I hired a couple additional workers, right? What do you think? Do you think like 50 of you can get the work done better? Only one way to find out. Ah, here comes the bus with our new people. Oh my God, there they are. Oh yeah, see, that's much better. Get that work done lickety-split. Oh my God, and then when they're done, they just go back to their home over here. Oh, that's so weird. They're barely moving. Okay, well now I have to know. Is there a limit to how many people I can hire? Do you think it'll really let me hire 1,000 people? Oh. Yes it is. And they just keep flowing out of that bus. It's like the employee bus sprung a leak and they're just pouring out now. Oh God, it feels like a living entity now, doesn't it? Everything's just kind of moving. Well, it'd be illogical to stop at 1,000 now. Let's see how the game appreciates 10,000. So far so good, but it's only 12:40 p.m. Whoa, what's happening here? Oh, I see, we have a second shipment? Also, look at this poor bus sandwiched in the middle. It's been 40 minutes in game now and these buses are still unloading. Oh my God, a third bus showed up. They've been unloading for an hour now. Oh, they're finally done. What a relief. The buses can finally leave. Okay, well, there you go. Our construction workers ready to work. Okay, I know it's excessive, but now we need to go for broke. And that's not to hire just 100,000 people. Let's go for 1 million. Hiring those additional 990,000 workers is only gonna cost a mere 1.9 billion. Come on and join the workforce. Oh boy, here comes the first of what I'm sure is gonna be many buses. Mark the time, everybody. It's 3:10 p.m. in game. Next bus has arrived. No one seems to be coming out of this one. Wait a minute. People are still coming out of these buses. We just can't see them. Well, let's just wait this out and see what happens. Oh my God, what is going on? I think everyone's starting to merge with everyone else. I don't know what else to call this. I do want to point out more phantom people are still coming. 3 hours later, we're at the point now where buses are just backed all the way up to the edge of the map. I can also hover over these people and eventually it'll show me that in that little space, there's 2,700 people right there. What? The game crashed? Okay, let's split the difference, go with a modest 25,000 people. That seems like a more manageable amount, right? Whoa. Oh, wait, what's happening? Are you guys okay? Are you coming down with a virus? What is this? Hang on, let's put some of these people to work just so we can see what happens. Oh my God, what is this nightmare that's unfolding? This is absolutely terrifying. Oh, and when they're done with construction, they just kind of contract back into that space. Well, just for fun, let's see how long it takes them to do this. It's weird, it's almost like trying to drive 25,000 people around the map. It's having some issues. I feel like I died and went to art hell. We've got this bizarre experimental style playing out at a beautiful 0.0001 frames per second, all overshadowed by the dulcet tones of never-ending jackhammers. You know, I don't think this is ever gonna end, but I will say this, still more pleasant than a normal airport. God, I'm trying to get to the main menu and the jackhammer sound is just getting sad. Okay, back to sanity. I know it's gonna be hard, but we're gonna stick with just our trusty 10,000. All I really want is for them to maintain their human form, so good job with that so far. Anyway, back to my airport. Here's our lovely tiny little space. As a reminder, we need some ticketing, security, and baggage claim. Ticketing, we're gonna make this one tiny spot right there. Baggage claim is gonna be this tiny spot right here, and the game's already yelling at me. Oh, it's because it's isolated and unreachable. Don't worry, we'll get there. And security, we're gonna have take up all of this space. Oh wow, we failed all kinds of stuff. Metal detector, bag scanner, ID check stand. Oh boy, this is gonna be a tight fit, isn't it? Okay, let's make it slightly bigger. Hey, construction crews, can I have your... Oh, okay, thanks. They did it so fast, the shadow of the building is still there. Okay, so let's make it a little bit bigger. 14 by 14, let's say. And we'll put ticketing right here. Baggage claim is gonna be one tiny square in the corner. Garbage goes away, and now garbage lives right here. Let's make sure to put a nice big door on the front. You know what? Let's move you guys inside. Let's make deliveries this little square in the middle here. Oh God, here they come. Oh, why is it so organic and weird like that? You know, this right here is scarier than any horror game. Okay, and we'll put security right here. So ID check stand, we're gonna put right here up against the workers. The metal detector. Can we take this thing and like face it into the... Oh yeah. So you have to walk into these people to use it. And our bag scanner, which we'll go ahead and put right there. That organization doesn't even make sense. I like it. Now back over here to ticketing. Let's go ahead and put down a ticketing desk. Even though we've got the space for more than one, what's the hurry? You all like waiting in line, don't you? And we've also got a staff up. Thankfully, the game tells me exactly what I need. 3 security guards, 1 single staff member. I just love the disparity here. 1 staff member, $20 an hour. 3 security guards, $120 an hour. 10,000 workmen, $250,000 an hour. But at least everyone comes to work happy and faceless. So once people are done at security, where they have to walk into construction workers while their bags go into a wall, we'll go ahead and put a door right here. It's gonna take you to our beautiful gate. How do I build the gate anyway? Gate. Oh, there it is. We'll start with a small one, which we'll go ahead and put right there. Looks good. Let's see, what do we need to build this out? Requires a gate agent desk. Okay, we'll take that and we're gonna put it right over here, facing against the wall. There we go. Our faceless employee is now working diligently with her back to the door. And lastly, we need to add the runway. I like how as the runway gets longer, it shows all the planes that can partake now. Finally, the B-73W in my airport. Okay, looks good. Let's see what else it needs. Requires at least one taxiway connected on both ends. Can I just take the taxiway and just put like one little square on each end? Will it consider that a done deal? As a matter of fact, yes, that was enough for it. In the eyes of the game, this is a fully functional runway. Okay, we're getting closer. I can feel it. What does this thing need now? 2 adjacent taxiways and a taxiway path to at least 1 runway. We'll just have this runway kind of take the scenic route before heading on over to the runway. These workers, by the way, have got to be just the fittest people of all time. Just look at all the running they do. Okay, there we go. No more alert arrows. Our very complete looking airport is ready for prime time. Next thing we got to do is line up some flights. Over here, we need to make deals with all these airlines to take their available flights and schedule them down below. Strangely, I'm only seeing morning and afternoon flights. Apparently, to get the rest, we need to upgrade our runway to have safety lights or whatever. Well, you don't have to tell me twice. Give me those lights. Wait a minute, are they sending just one person to work on this? Well, all right. Looks like they've got it under control. Okay, much better. Look at all those flights we can schedule. And we're gonna schedule as many of these as we can. I like how there's all this stuff up here, like how happy the airline is with us. And as you can see, they have absolutely no trust in us. Don't worry, airlines. You'll come to trust me. You're about to accept every flight from this airline. I sure am. Geez, that one plane needs 2 hours? Can I shorten that a little bit? Okay, I guess 90 minutes is the best we get. So long as we're packing in these flights. Oh my god, look at this one. Look how many they have. I'll take them all. Look at all those amazing flights I still need to schedule. There's so many they just burst off the page. Okay, here we go. Our modest little gate has a completely full schedule. Well, look, here come our first people right now. Now everybody wait your turn in line, or what the hell are you doing? Wait for this invincible woman, then it's your turn. Okay, here she goes over to check her ID, then straight through into the metal detector, into the group of people. Ah, what a streamlined process this is. And then she gets over here and's like, can I sit down or something? And of course the answer is no. Be like that guy. Stare directly at the wall. I mean, honestly, does this feel that different than a normal airport experience? Also, good God, these people are here for their 1:30 a.m. flight at 11:15. I mean, it is my airport, so I guess that's actually just good planning. Well, look who's here. If it isn't flight 195, here for its 12 a.m. scheduled arrival. That's right, take your sweet time. The later the better. Come on, big guy, here you go. And there it is. And here comes all the lovely people, together as one, fleeing the aircraft. Okay, buddy, I know you're excited to do baggage claim, but maybe get off the... Whoa, what? Are these people one with their vehicles now? Oh, and now they're pooping baggage. I get it. All in that one tiny corner where I told them to put them. And what the hell is happening up here? Calm down, everybody, or this guy's gonna run you over. Why are you taking this route? Why are you insisting on running everybody over? Not that I mind. Okay, meanwhile, everyone's finally getting on the aircraft. And with everyone on board, the plane heads off to... Whoa! What? Whoa! That is one buoyant aircraft. He's like, I need to get out of here and never come back. I don't feel like they're going fast enough. What is happening here? Wait, whoa, what? What was that technique? Wow, did they teach you that in flight school? You know, I don't even know how to feel about that. Okay, you know what? I don't like that that flight arrived on time and left on time. So we're gonna dismantle this taxiway, build something with a little more pizzazz. I mean, I assume the game will let me do this, right? Oh, and look, we got a plane already going through it. Can you imagine being on this plane, having to endure every single one of these turns over and over again for the rest of your days? You know, it turns out it doesn't matter how late they are. People still get on the plane. You would also think that some of these pilots, especially with their advanced piloting techniques, would be going down this and be like, this is essentially the runway. I'll just take off from this. But no, instead they spend a half hour zigzagging in plane purgatory. So here's all the things that the plane is supposed to do when it arrives. Deplane, unload baggage, load baggage, get the new flight crew on, and then board people. But I discovered a fun new option, forced departure. So let's see what happens when we do this. Okay, so the plane taxis into the gate as normal, does indeed let all the people disembark, and that's apparently all it does. All these people over here are like, excuse me? And over here they're like, this is your captain speaking. So long, suckers. Oh yeah, there it goes. 0% boarded. Well, now I'm just gonna do this this for every plane. I told this plane to just take off at this point in the arrival process. And then once it finally arrives, it's like, everybody off. Okay, bye. And then it heads off to the runway for a smooth, standard takeoff. This is how I imagine it sounding on the inside. Okay, so as funny as this whole process is, to watch people never ever be able to get on their flight, I can't help but wonder if there's a way we can get more people to miss their flights more often. While this whole process is going on, other planes actually can't land on the runway. One plane takes off, and the moment it's clear, another plane lands. So how do we get two planes up in this? What if we add some additional little taxiways, like right here and right there? Just a couple little dodging points. Yes, that's the spirit. Be fearless. No way can that airplane liquefy you in seconds. Oh my god, it's happening. Another plane has landed at the same time. How are they gonna navigate this situation? Oh, they just wait politely. What beautiful plane ballet that was. But still, because we have the one gate and only so many flights, I think we're still gonna see a lot of empty runway. So let's add another gate. There we go. A horrible little concrete hallway that takes you to the gate. Oh wait, I need room for one of these desks. Or do I? I like how the construction person just walks up like, hey, it's not my job to care. You want it, I build it. That's the spirit. Smash between your desk and a wall forever. Well, no sense in giving you all this space now that I know we can have these desks in the most uncomfortable places. Okay, great. Now we've got two gates with full schedules. So this is getting slightly more busy, but not by much. I think what we need are more gates, and not just these small ones either. Let's jump straight to the XL gate. So we'll put one there, and here, and here. And there. Finally, my crews have something to do. Now, these ones are a little bit different. They require a door to a terminal on the second floor. Second floor, huh? Hope you people like stairs. Okay, there you go. What does our second floor look like anyway? Oh, perfect. That's what I like to see. Can I extend this without building on the first floor? Damn it. Requires foundation on the floor below. So be it. I'm happy to put my claustrophobic little corridors on the floor below. And now we'll just build them up here. Okay, great. And I want to believe, because this is all in one big hallway, that we can just mash all 5 desks in a row here. Scheduling wise, I tried to take all available flights and kind of clump them together. Let's see how it goes. Well, that's strangely pretty, isn't it? Probably a little stressful for the pilots, but that sounds like a them problem, and oh no, it's happening again. Oh god. Okay, let's see. I think we can logically work this out. If we head down here, we can see in our pickup area there appears to be some people waiting for pickup. Not just people, by the way. Some very frustrated people that really need to use the bathroom. But it looks like when a bus arrives, 75 people at a time can get on board. I'm thinking all the people that are walking over to get picked up is far exceeding that number. And so this weird kaleidoscope of people is just growing all the time. It's almost like there are some kinks in my chain of operations. So I surmise if we lower the population, then the horror show should be contained. It turns out we have a button down here for research, which has a bunch of things we can unlock. I bet there's something in here that can help us out. Oh, and I found it. Upgraded buses. Buses become double-deckers for double the capacity. Well, shiver me timbers, let's do it. But we can't build it yet because apparently first we need to hire a COO and give them an office. Okay, the first step to making an office, we gotta find a place to put it. I'm thinking right here. Okay. Oh god, what now? Requires enclosed space, office chair, office desk. Damn it. We can't put walls out here. It's too close to the taxiway. Okay, let's see if we can find somewhere else. Oh, I have an idea. How about right here in this isolated little hallway? We'll just slap a door right here, put down a nice office chair, have it face the wall, and surely we can get this desk to fit. Yep, there we go. And there it is, the perfect office. This guy riding by is like, hell of an office, sir. Almost better than my car legs. Speaking of, what the hell is happening here? Is this how they get these things up and down the stairs? They just like Tony Hawk it right up the stairs? Is that what's happening? I mean, I get it. You gotta get to that gate somehow, right? Okay, where was I? Oh, right, hiring a COO. I'm glad they all look like evil bankers. The new administrator's traveling to work. They're probably so excited to have a new office to work in. You know, I've been quietly waiting for the COO to show up so I could give them like a proper greeting, but I haven't seen him, and this view isn't helping me at all. All I've got is has office, yes. Good enough for me. Let's upgrade some buses. And while we wait for the research to complete, I hate to say it, my lovely construction crew, but we're gonna have to let some of you go. Just for now, we're gonna cut back down to 5,000. I like how in any other real situation, laying off 5,000 people would be like catastrophic. But over here, my fired employees have managed to turn it into interpretive dance. There we go, 150 capacity. I just have to pray that over time, these buses can pick up everybody. While that's going on, I saw one more thing I think we can really use. Land expansion. Allows the purchase of additional map parcels. Judging by how our airport currently is using the entire play space, space? I think that's a great idea. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Oh wow, it opens up this whole thing. Yes, please. Oh, it's so powerful it has to reload the game. And look, the people are cured. The waking nightmare is over. For now. I also noticed the COO is finally in her office. And of course, she's totally despondent. I get it though, I'd be shocked too if my office were this nice. Okay, so before we go land buying crazy, I want to make sure we've got our runway situation squared away. I think this extra land is going to be mostly useful for more gates, but for that to be handy, we need to finish filling the schedule. And to fill the schedule, we need more flight contracts. And to get more flight contracts, we need all of these airlines to like us a little bit more than they do. Like SparkJet, 36% rating. Why don't you love us? Well, a lot of this is looking pretty abysmal. 36% trust. Communication, 35%. So I think we can make a lot of this better by giving them a rep. To do so, we have to buy sales reps. I mean, hire them. And here they all are, just hanging out in the drop-offs area, as all high-powered business people do. Well, let's get you all assigned. You lucky airline, you get sales rep number 129530. Remember the name. And just like that, our ratings have improved. Oh yeah, look at all these flights available to us now. Give me all these. Some of these ratings are still pretty low though, so I think I'm gonna try and work on that passenger satisfaction. I'm pretty sure we've got room to grow there. What with all these people waiting and my 1 tile wide baggage claim. Thanks for dropping off those bags, Car Centaur. So according to the game, passenger satisfaction is connected to how miserable your customers are. As you can see if you mouse over pretty much anybody, on the better end, they're only 100% frustrated. Now on the higher end, we can see things getting steadily worse. Okay, actually, you know what? Before we try to make this better, I want to see if we can make it worse. Is it possible to get all these meters to 100% bad? Well, we're never going to find out if people keep leaving, so just for now, we're going to put a wall in front of the entrance, and all of you that weren't smart enough to flee at the last minute, you're the test bed. You know, I couldn't help but notice that everyone's just congregating to security now, like literally every passenger stuck in the airport. But unlike these pillars of calmness, these people won't stop moving. Wait a minute, are you telling me they'll just go wherever the security boundaries are? Well, gotta test this. So if we put a second security box over here, it doesn't look like anyone moves. But if I erase this first one, oh my god, I can tell them what to do. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, we have to test this further. Well, there's a door right here. Does that mean that if I go all the way over here, can I make them go to like the middle of the airport? Hey everybody, let's move. Huh. Well, some people are going up to the door, but it looks like most of them are just creepily spreading out. This looks so weird. It's like a coat closet trying to find its way up the stairs. Also, I like how they kind of bounce when they get up to the top of the stairs. They do like a jaunty little jump and then they skip away. Okay, anyway, let's see if we can figure out how to get them to go outside. Here, what if I just carve a hole for you? No? What's it gonna take, huh? Maybe this is too far away. Maybe they need it a little closer to home. Let's try this. Really? Still nothing? What if I build like a little room out here? Oh, yep, there we go. Most people are coming. Okay, now let's close everybody in. This lady's like, aw, I wanted to be trapped with thousands of people. And now let's remove the security zone. And now let's get rid of this whole thing. Ah, yeah, there we go. Be free, my friends. Oh god, where exactly are they going? Wait a minute, what do you people know that I don't know? Oh, you little cheaters. You found a way back inside. Okay, let's gather you all up again. Everybody back to where it started. This time around, we're gonna be smarter and get rid of these doors. Okay, that's better. To my knowledge, there's no way back in here. The front door is locked. All the rest of these gates are on the second floor where they can't reach them, and they can't get out to the street because there's a fence going the entire length of the airport. Okay, let's try this again. I have a new idea that I think is gonna work out. We're gonna try this thing again, but this time we're gonna turn it into a room. Unfortunately, at the moment, we can't put any buildings down here because they're too close to the taxiway. So temporarily, we're just gonna dig this up. Okay, better. And now we can put a room around this. Moment of truth. Let's see if this works. Sink or swim, have fun. Oh my god. I think it's working. I like how most people are polite about staying off the runway, but not everyone. Look, I don't want to tell you how to live, but that's probably not the best place to contemplate life. Yep, looks like it worked. Most of the people are filtering into this tiny little room. And now that I managed to sucker these people into being in the middle of an airport, let's go ahead and literally get rid of their security blanket. Oh, yes, there they go. Expand my pretties. Oh, good. The game just lets me put the taxiway back. It doesn't care that there's people in the way. This is just amazing. These people don't have a care in the world. Well, now that they're out there and wandering around, can I just reopen the airport like it's business as usual? I think the answer is yes. Oh my god, and planes are landing again. Oh god, how is this gonna go? Oh god, everything about this is fantastic. This airplane's like... And if you look to the right side of the aircraft, you're gonna see a whole bunch of fresh corpses I'm about to roll over. Oh, and I bet these bigger jets just can't even see them. Either way, this is definitely more my kind of airport. How many people do you think we can get out here? Turns out a lot. Like a whole hell of a lot. It's hard to calculate for sure, but I think there's about 10,000 people on this runway now. And between the people and the airplanes, just no one cares about anything anymore. As you can see, we also streamlined the runway a little bit. I wanted to make sure there was plenty of open thoroughfares so all these planes could fulfill their bloodlust. And it really feels like we're maintaining that circle of life. As mentioned, we were trying to make a more people-friendly airport. So let's give you the grand tour of our new terminal. Starting outside, everything's pretty much the same. People get off buses to head into the airport while all these business people just stand around. And over here in the terminal, we've kind of revamped a few things. Baggage claim is now in the dead center of the room. I like to call this bag roulette because there's no way you're gonna find your bag, so just take anything you want. We also expanded and now there's more than one ticket counter. With such a huge influx of people, I wanted to make sure that everyone could be squared away. Speaking of people and being squared away, these are windows back here, which behind them holds a little surprise. A whole bunch of people trapped and on display. Seeing as how you can see them from the drop-off area, you would think this would serve as a warning sign. But hey, when you're late for your flight, nothing's gonna stop you. Something perplexing to me is if you highlight any of these people, we've succeeded in making them very unhappy, except they're really not frustrated and they're not thirsty. That raises all kinds of questions that I'm just gonna leave to your imagination. I also went ahead and created some restrooms this time. It's really the perfect restroom. One toilet, no barriers, and hundreds of people actively watching you. Now I realize these things look like soap dispensers or something, but they're actually PA speakers, the only ones in my entire airport. So that way when people are in there doing their business, I can just pop on and be like,
Hey, what you doing? Why did your pants change color? What?
everybody saw it, dude. Wait, is this just something that happens? Considering their faces are like completely white, it almost feels like when they're done peeing, they just take off their pants to reveal their beautifully tanned legs. I also redid security to handle more people. It's every bit as messy as it was before. Oh yeah, I'm sure these agents are real comfortable. What with people literally shoving into them while they try and work. And once you're through this nightmare, there's only one thing left between you and the gate. Moving walkways. A lot of moving walkways. Pretty much you need to start by going all the way up to the top of my airport, where you're gonna hop on board for a ride you're not allowed to get off ever. Each one of these things takes 20 minutes to get through, and there are 6 total that you need to go through, because they're literally equal in length to the runway. And once you're done riding for 2 whole hours, it's time to head upstairs, where it should come as no surprise that your plane left without you a really, really long time ago. That's okay though, the journey back isn't that bad. Just gotta wait in line to go up to the 3rd floor. Just follow where everyone else is going and you'll be fine. After all, you're all in this together. And by this, of course, I mean a maze. I love that even the employees have to go through it too. And once you're done with this nonsense, which takes about 2.5 hours to get through, then you just need to wait in line for about 20 minutes, and then you're finally free to leave the airport, presumably an empty husk of the person you used to be. Wait, no, I take it back. I think you're irreversibly changed forever. I hope you're ready to enjoy life now as an isosceles triangle.
And if you look out the right side of the aircraft, you're gonna see a rare phenomenon called reality unfolding. I think I've seen enough. I'm gonna never land this plane again.
Well, I think that's about as much damage as we're gonna do. I hope you had fun. I know I did. I give this game 1 out of... Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. We're checking out Parkosaurus today because if there's 2 things I love, it's parks and dinosaurs, especially when they've got big, derpy, googly eyes. Also, developers, thank you for a key. I'm sorry in advance. Also, this video is sponsored by Genshin Impact. Linky in the description, but more on that in like a minute. Okay, name your park. Disastersaurus. Yeehaw. Okay, so here's the beginning of our beautiful park. It's got bumps, it's got trees, it's got grass, and most importantly, it's got lots of room to grow. Oh, and would you look at this? Our ticket booth comes with a person. I think she's gonna be the perfect employee. Do you know how I know? She never seems to leave her post, but most importantly has a nice 500-yard stare. You are definitely a grace. So I don't know if you've seen me play Park Sims before, but I kind of have a standard operating procedure here, which is before we turn this into a dinosaur wonderland, we need to wow the people with a stellar entrance. We got the normal stuff like paths and stuff like fences and doors. We also have buildings, which holds a lot more secrets than you'd think. Because sure, we've got stuff like concession stands, and glorious decorations like plants, prison cinder blocks, mailboxes, traffic cones, and whatever the hell this is. Oh god, and my personal favorite, beautiful stairways, ramps, and bridges. Well, I think I know what I'm starting with. Wait, it can go past the barrier? Oh my god, what? Why is this a thing? Why does it allow this? You know, why question it? Yep, that's the face of someone that doesn't care. Strangely enough, if we allow people into the park, oh god! Unfortunately, it doesn't stop people from paying and walking into the park. And we can't have that. There's nothing to see yet. What about if we move it? So right there in front of the entryway. Let's see how the adoring public deals with this. Ah, much more to my liking. They pay and then don't have any idea what to do. They're like, I could do that jump. It's not that far. And then they try the next best thing, which is walking up on the fence itself. You've got all these magical powers, but you still can't figure out how to get in, huh? Either way, this seems really promising. We don't even have a working park yet, and we already have people paying and getting stuck. And that's just great. Hey, you know what else is great? Today's sponsor, and that's Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is an open world action RPG available now on PC, Android, iOS, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5. You start out in the wild world of Tevat, where you get to horse around with 7 different types of elemental powers. You can also explore the recently released Inazuma map, where you can experience a whole heap of new quests, stories, puzzles, and so much more. There's also a 4-player co-op mode. All you gotta do is reach adventure rank level 16 to unlock, and you can force your friends to go on adventures with you, like exploring the vast world and pillaging dungeons. It's also cross-platform multiplayer against mobile, PC, and PlayStation, so your friends have absolutely no excuse. There's a bunch of new stuff rolling out all the time, and for that I want to highlight a new character. This is Yoimiya, a talented pyrotechnician and the current owner of something called the Naganohara Fireworks. She's also known as the Queen of the Summer Festival, and excels in creating fireworks that symbolize people's hopes and dreams. Now that is some lore. Beyond that, you can look forward to even more characters coming out in the future. Hey, speaking of lore, did I mention there's a fun storyline going on all the time in this game? We got conflicts, we got bad guys, we got new areas to explore, like Watatsumi Island. There's also plenty of events to go around that give you a chance to claim abundant rewards, as well as battle new monsters, kind of like this thing here called the Ruined Sentinel. I just like it because it's all cubic and stuff. So if you like what you see and you want to learn more, there's a linky in the description, and you can fire up the game right now. So thanks again to Genshin Impact for sponsoring. Let's go see how our stairway is doing. Yup, still here. Muy excelente. Unfortunately, in its current state, we can't do much with that stairway, because we're kind of riding that line of where we can build. And I'm pretty sure these bunch of quitters aren't going to allow themselves to hop back down. Well, if I can't connect structures, what about terrain? Like this raising terrain tool. Okay, let's see about raising that to... Oh, can't say I was expecting that, but I like what I see. Nice to see people are still paying to get into the park, but now they fully can't get inside. They also can't leave. I bet that stairway's looking a little more enticing, isn't it? Yes, yes. Oh, they can just like transport out of here when they want to leave. Bunch of cheaters. Yes, that's what I like to see. When you want to buy your ticket, get upsettingly close to the employee. Yes, and then wait in line at the very edge of the boulder. And wait there literally all night. Well, now we gotta ask ourselves the question, don't we? They've given us such lovely terrain tools. Is there a limit to how high this can go? Oh god, do you see the shadow back there? Oh boy. So far, so good. Like seriously, why can you build this high? What good can this possibly do? But enough talk. Have at thee. I'm gonna go ahead and say the answer is no. Like some of these go so high that if you look at them from the wrong angles, they just disappear. At this point, I'm more or less convinced it'll go as high as you want these little columns to go. Like this wall is so high that if we go around to the other side, the wall part casts a shadow that goes all the way to the edge of the park. But you know, people are still lining up, and thankfully the rock face is swallowing up Grace. Not that she seems to mind. Well, that's all fun and games, but if they can't actually get into the park, we should probably fix this up a little bit. So let's go ahead and flatten the terrain and lower it back down. Okay, just gotta get through all the layers. You know, I couldn't help but notice though, there's one piece I still couldn't remove. Wait, why can't I flatten this part? Why is this a thing? And look at these citizens trying to find their own way in. I don't know what's worse, when people are all in her business or literally using her booth as a thoroughfare. Well, let's see if we can fix this. Water tool, deep water tool, smart water tool, pour water onto the ground. Well, this is not what I expected this tool to look like. Let's see what it does. Oh, well that's cool. Yes, they seem very happy when they find themselves suddenly completely submerged in liquid. Yeah, honey, you wait here, I'll go get the tickets. And if you take a gander, it looks like that water level is slowly rising. Oh, what I wouldn't give for this level of apathy. I guess I can kind of see why you'd want to see this now. I mean, nothing about what we're looking at makes sense. There's water literally going up the rock thing, and the water is impossibly above the wall line. Like, this shouldn't even be physically possible. So I'm still adding water, and you can see it slowly extending over the entire park. Oh god, I'm so curious now. How high can the water line actually go? Hold, please. Well, this continues to be ever so promising. There's our physics-defying water line. I've been holding down the flood button so long that it's autumn now. And boy, do those fall leaves really pop, you know, from under the impossible water. That said, as amusing as this is, I gotta let go of the button at some point. Because, I mean, it needs to drain eventually, right? Right? Okay, so it doesn't appear to be draining. I've been sitting here waiting for the water line to go down, and it's really not. Even reloading the game doesn't appear to have done anything. Oh, but you know what it did do? Would you look at that? The way is clear again. I mean, of the mountain. Maybe not so much the part where everything's submerged. So I guess we have no choice but to continue adding water. Bye-bye, trees. Bye-bye. Okay, let me tell you what I've learned. I am now convinced that there is indeed not a limit, which honestly, besides the part where the water line is just looming overhead at all times, it doesn't really seem to make a big difference to everyday operations. You can't even really see it up there. I mean, I know it's there because when I want to do some building, there's a big old ocean in the way. But hey, that's what the free cam is for, so that we can just wander below that line and bask in everything under the sea. So I guess let's just keep going as normal, right? What do you say, Grace? Yep, she agrees. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh, right. Building a dinosaur park. Let's start by getting those stairs out of the way. Ah, glad to see everyone's coping with that just fine. Well, now that I removed the stairs, why is everyone stopping here? Oh, I didn't even realize there was a pit here. And that's just way too much coping. Asking them to figure out how to connect this path over to that path over there. What if I sweeten the deal? Like, what if I put fresh squeezed orange juice on the other side? Mmm, sounds delightful. And that silhouette doesn't feel like a nightmare at all. Ta-da! Oh, hello, Grace, again. How are you doing? Okay. Really? This still isn't enough? Well, I guess that's literally what these bridges are for. So I guess let's just put it right there. Who cares if it's right through Grace's torso? There you go. Ah, and it's time for transactions, I see. Or to do a quick draw. You know what my favorite part about this is, though, is the amount of trash that's around now. This thing's been open like 2 seconds. How did you all make such a big mess? And by that, I mean I'm so proud of you. I'm also glad to see that this disaster has made you all happy. I mean, if we're gonna call this face happy, you know, when you're smiling maniacally and holding back the tears. Excuse me, did I just see you pick up trash? I am not happy about this. And I don't know if you know this, but the game also has a first-person mode. And not only does it have a first-person mode, you see that down there? That's my tranquilizer gun. Obviously, you're supposed to use this on dinosaurs, right? But surely it'll work on people, right? Hey lady, think fast. Oh my god, that worked splendidly. Just in case that was a fluke, let's try again. T-pose this. Okay, works great. You can get up now. Oh, okay, they just descend to a better place. Got you. Well, let us commence the... Oh, Jesus, that nighttime comes on fast. Just like all this tranquilizing. Hey, you, stop that. No warlocks in my park. Looks like we have some early go-getters. Hey, go back to your car. Oh my god, I can just shoot people from the parking lot? And you know, I couldn't help but notice. Sure, they evaporate, but their car stays there. Which is different than if people actually leave the park as normal and then drive away. So wait, are you telling me what I think you're telling me? If I go ahead and just T-pose these people to death so that they never go back to their cars, are you telling me that we can have a full parking lot of just empty cars? And also, did you just run over those people? I would have done this anyway, but you monsters. If this doesn't say legitimate business, I don't know what does. It's a shame there's a boundary line right here. I would love to just go be a maniac in the parking lot, but this is almost better. Can you imagine? You're out on date night and the owner's standing there waiting for you to show up and then just tranquilizes you both. So it looks like when the day resets, everybody automatically goes home, which means in order to get a full parking lot of empty cars, we gotta make sure it happens in one day. For that, we're gonna need a lot more people to come into the park, and we're gonna need them to be happy. And how do we keep them happy? We got a bunch of different things. We got fun by viewing dinosaurs, decoration by making the place pretty, hunger by eating, and who cares about this one? Let's start with food needs, since I'm gonna say we already understand that one well. Yes, that's what we'll call this masterclass in customer service. Okay, so at present time, we have about 20 people in the park. Obviously, we can do better. Let's go ahead and add a whole row of orange carts. I like that some of these people buy orange juice and then more orange juice before rounding out the day with a little orange juice. I do not envy that drive home. Yeah, that's how I'd feel too. You're gonna have to piss like 1,000 times on the drive home. Thanks for your patronage. Well, it looks like despite all the plentiful options, we're not bringing in more customers. I better add more juice stands. Oh, you know what I just realized? When you put down a stand, it puts down a little path too, and it's plenty for them to walk on. Well, no need to give them all these extra tiles. They can just go ahead and make do with the bare minimum. And this also means that if people want to go anywhere. They have to use the paths created by all this commerce. Army of Grace is reporting for duty. And thank God we have so many buildings to choose from. Okay, I added a couple of things to the orange juice stands. Say hello to my mini city. We've got food, we've got more food, and even more food, not to mention food, all run by our adoring clones. Oh, and we also have this thing where, you know, you can get your picture taken and pretend your head is popping out of a dinosaur's brain space. I mean, in theory, I think that's what's happening. I prefer to call this whole exchange Ode to Phoning It In. First, we have Grace, who creepily doesn't even look at the pictures she's taking, staring completely away from the client. The person getting their picture taken isn't doing much better, though. They're not even trying to use the cutout. I think instead they're using this time to stare into the void and contemplate existence. And then once their photo op is done, time to go back to the real world to mechanically go through the motions. Truly an experience that'll last a lifetime. I also don't know what to think about the fact that after they're done, they do this. What the hell was that? What are you doing? Anyway, having all this crap available now seems to be helping out a little bit. We have 24 people in the park, now 25, which is, you know, something. Looks like it's time to move on to the next step. No, not dinosaurs. Scenery. Let's see, what kind of trees do we want to plant? I mean, I think obviously we're gonna have to plant this thing, right? Who doesn't want a rainbow sherbet tree? Oh, God. Why do you rise up like that? You know, I don't care. Let's just put you literally everywhere. Ah, yes, into the wall. That's what I want. Give it that real exclusive walled-off garden feel. Okay, we've done it. We've bordered the whole property in trees. Go forth, visual splendor, and capture me some patrons. Don't forget to let every tree hit you in the face on your way into the park. My God, just look at this. My cup runneth over with patrons. Also known as nobody cares about trees. Oh, you know what? I think I know what the problem is. I was getting scenery confused with decoration. Oh, silly me. I should have known better. Nobody cares about nature. Not when we can decorate with these boxed wildflowers or this hazard cone. Ooh, or a campfire. Trees, out of the way. There's a new sheriff in town. Yeehaw! Yes, much better. Nothing quite gets the blood pumping like having to navigate your way through a bunch of unattended open fires. And you know, I'm gonna make sure to give the people what they want. Haphazard piles of bricks, so it doesn't even look like the park is complete. And how about some prison cinder blocks? Well, it seems like we're going in a healthy, positive direction. Number of patrons coming into the park is getting higher and higher. Well, now that things are seeming absolutely positive, I guess it's time to add that thing that people came to the dinosaur park for. Okay, so for this to work, we need to create an exhibit. We're gonna put the first one right here, because what could possibly go wrong with that? To do this, we gotta pick up a fence, all of which are clearly dinosaur ready, like this white picket fence. Ooh, look at this. Plexiglass electric fence. The perfect material for when you're building underwater. We're gonna split the difference and go with this fence, the wire fence. High strength and low privacy. Now you're speaking my language. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and there we go. Ta-da! We did it! Couldn't have done it without you, Graces. And now let's fill this thing with some dinosaurs. To do that, we need to go up to the town, which looks kind of like if Derpy Dinosaur Clip Art got together and founded a town with a fever dream. We don't need all this stuff like vegetables and meat, but we are gonna need beautiful dinosaur eggs. We're in sandbox mode, so we can just pick anything we want. You know, like Triceratops or Clark Kentrosaurus, everybody after they've eaten Taco Bell, the Animatrix. Let's start with this one, the Warehouseosaurus. We just hit create, and that chicken gives us a Yoshi egg. In fact, you know what? Give me a couple of extras for the road. It's fine. Meanwhile, back on the ranch, let's take our new egg, slap it down, and now all we can do is wait. And then once it's ready, let's just give it a little pokey poke. Ah, crushed under its own shell. Oh no, there it is. Ah, it's so delightfully derpy. You know, looking at the meters up above, I can't really remember what this crown meter was at before. Dino appeal. The higher this is, the better reviews you have, the more people will come to your park. Well, if one dinosaur gets us to 408, then surely adding a couple more friends is even better, right? Okay, much better. 90 beautiful eggs. Let's just give all these eggs a quick crack. Come on out, fellas. Oh, there they are. What the hell is going on? Well, I gotta admit, this is not what I was picturing. I definitely wasn't expecting them to make, like, two groups with one confused outsider. And boy, you're all so much louder than the first one. Oh God, do you hear this? What is happening here? What are you doing? Oh God, this is insanity. What are you people doing? Gotta say though, it certainly has helped our numbers, hasn't it? Now that we're at a glorious 37,128. Oh, I get it. Now you all want to get into the park. All the food options and campfires weren't enough for you? Seems to be helping though. The parking lot's getting a little more robust. Our population's made it upwards of 80. And while I'm happy the lines are persisting all the way to closing time, I just can't help but think that we can get more people in here. And I can't help but think that adding more is an even better idea. Don't worry, little guys, I left you plenty of space. Oh, good lord, that's a lot of Z's. And now I'm back to heavily concussive screaming. Okay, go ahead and join your friends. Ta-da! 73,000 plus points. I like how technically there's like hundreds of dinosaurs in here, and yet somehow it still seems so contained. I mean, this guy's clearly having trouble containing his excitement. He's got to wave to every single one. Hello. What have we here? Something seems different. This must be the first dinosaur rapidly growing up. Uh-oh. They woke up big and strong. Stop hitting the fence. Oh, shiver me timbers. Who could have known there'd be such an outcome? Look at these people not actually scared. Quick, honey, let's go to that place where we can roleplay like it's Jurassic Park. Oh my god, I'm so scared. The dinosaurs. Everything is just so scary. Quickly, the only way to fight them off is with some of this funnel cake and this dinosaur picture that's gonna last a lifetime. And run. Okay, so here's the thing. Obviously, we can just patch up this fence and it's gonna solve all our problems where everybody inexplicably thinks that the dinosaurs are loose. But instead of patching that fence, can I just cover this whole area in one big fence and make this all like one big exhibit? Only one way to find out. Yep, just keep running it over the desert. Okay. Okay. And one final wall to connect the whole thing across. Well, that looks like it did it. And now we just need to make sure people can get into the exhibit, which sounds like a job for stairs. Oh, please God, let this work. Come on. Come on. Go in. Go in. Yes. Walk. Keep walking. Now's your chance. Yes. Yes, you're in the exhibit. Oh, I love it. Now they're not scared at all. So for some reason, now that the whole park is one giant exhibit that you're walking around in, technically the fence is closed in because there's a bigger fence around this fence. So now nobody cares. Okay, so here's the other thing. Normally, you're only supposed to be able to put eggs in an exhibit. So if we go outside our new boundaries, can't place an egg there. But since this whole thing is one giant exhibit now, we can put eggs anywhere we want. And nobody seems remotely concerned by this. So it looks like it's back to the egg place. And let's buy us, oh, I don't know, a little bit of everything. Sorry, chicken, you've got your work cut out for you today. Okay, I've got a bunch of eggs now. Time to start putting a lovely assortment of random dinosaurs down. What egg is what? Who cares? Okay, I've filled the boundaries with eggs. So many eggs. If there was a spot to put one, then I put one. The frame rate is already suffering, by the way, from just the presence of the eggs. So I can't wait to see what happens when it's time for these all to hatch. Oh god, it's time. Brace yourself, everybody, while I spend the next 10,000 years cracking open each and every one of these eggs. Good god, half hour later, I finally cracked open all the eggs. Welcome to your new world of 5 frames per second. Okay, for real though. Baby T-Rex, despite being on fire, super adorable. Derpy and adorable. What the hell are these dinosaurs doing? Are you guys ordering food? Do you work here now? Is this how far we've come? I have no idea what's happening. You know what I can tell you though? This little number up here is a little bit larger at over 500,000. And surely people are interested in this, right? Oh yeah, they want to see this, all right. Look at this beautiful, somewhat creepy marching line. You know, I kind of forgot what we were doing. I know we were trying to fill this parking lot full of cars, but it seems so useless now that the frame rate's so bad. You know what I find kind of interesting? No matter what kind of dinosaur it is, everybody is so docile. I guess they've learned to live among the humans now. I guess I'm mostly curious if the dinosaurs are going to be less forgiving if one of the barriers is broken. So let's go ahead and breach one tiny hole in the fence here. Here goes nothing. Oh no! Yep. I think they might be rebelling now, as I see carts flying around at 1 frame per second. Yeah, I'm sure you're happy down there. Oh, good God, I can't see a thing. No more frame rate, only listening. Well, I'm sure it's gonna be fine as long as they don't attack those French fry stands. Well, I guess I'm not all that surprised that this is what happened the moment we opened up one tiny breach in the fence. And I know I wanted to fill the parking lot, but I don't think that's gonna be happening now. Goodbye, orange juice stand. I hope you had fun. I know I did. I want to thank Genshin Impact again for sponsoring. Check out the linky in the description to try the game for yourself, and I'll see you next time. Hi, yeah, I'd like to order a large fries, please. Yeah, extra mayo. Everybody's favorite condiment of choice for fries. Yeah, I said it. Fight me. Hey there, it's Josh. Welcome back to Let's Game It Out. We're checking out Good Company today, a corporate machinery simulator. My favorite. Developers, thank you for trusting me with a key. Godspeed to all of us. Oh, be still my heart. The first thing we need to make is company branding. Company name. Built to break. Who did it? Like it's telling you the products suck, but then it's blaming you for buying it. And let's pick an icon that helps celebrate this idea. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the one. Look how good that looks. We can also adjust the design so it looks like this. So it reads like awesome poetry. Built to break did it. Now it's time to make our character. So naturally the first thing I go to is facial features. Then I saw this, and I think it unintentionally looks like a nutcracker. So that's his mouth now. Oh yeah, that's the look. I'm wearing a onesie and trying to hide it with a belt look. For his name, we're just gonna go with Y. And we're off. Oh, and actually before we get too deep into this, we have a sponsor for this video. Buckle up because I think you might recognize them. Ta-da! It's Raid Shadow Legends. The game is free to play and is cross-device for Android, iOS, and PC. This is the bulk of the game. You gather a bunch of champions, you find some bad guys, and you beat them up. People, ogres, dragons, all getting slashed, magicked, and arrowed by you. I don't know the whole campaign's plot, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna involve beating someone up. And meanwhile, you also level up your team, upgrade your gear, and then back at it. Take that, old man. Retirement's come early. What cracks me up, by the way, is the whole champion process. So you go over here to your portal to summon more heroes by breaking open these mystery shards, which I assume pulls them kicking and screaming out of the afterlife to fight for you. Welcome to my volunteer army. And that's usually when I take them over to the tavern here, which is where you level people up, which you can do by sacrificing a hero to another one. Or as I call it, feeding a champion to another champion. Nummy nummy num. There's a bunch of different game modes besides the campaign, including the arena where you can do PvP against other players. I have faith that my one champion can take this on. May the best champion win. There are daily rewards that will give you stuff like free energy refills, silver, and gems. And it'll also land you a free barbarian legendary champion called the Skyle of the Drake. So to check it out, the link you need is in the description. And if you're a new player and you want to use that link, you'll also get 100,000 silver, 2 clan boss keys, and 10 mystery shards so you too can pull champions peacefully from the afterlife. Speaking of champions, through my link, you also get the adjudicator. And lastly, you get extra rewards from your in-game inbox for the next 30 days. So thanks again, Raid, for the sponsorship. Let's get back to the mayhem. As always, we're going right into free play, so we can freestyle some madness immediately. Okay, so here we are in our nice, big, beautiful warehouse. Before we begin, let's take a quick tour. Over here, we have another building we can buy. And if we go to the back, a whole bunch more buildings we can buy. Also, why am I walking this way? Am I a robot? Is this my first time out? Hey, lady, can you help me? I want to get out. I want to be where the people are. Why are there gates here if I can't use them? Well, maybe I can just like fidget my way through this. Come on, just let me through. Oh, I figured out a way to break through everything. Well, that was quick. I guess let's see where this takes us. Okay, watch out for that bus, buddy. Oh, no. Turns out there's not much going on out here. Well, should we just see how far along this will take us? Let's just speed this up, shall we? Oh, yeah, there we go. Now we're cruising. Well, we made it as far as February. You know, the 30th, our favorite day in February. All right, I'm gonna push another button, see what happens. Oh, hello, we're back. So it looks like once you try to move from that spot, it snaps you back to reality, which is too bad. I sure would love to talk to these people or steal some cars, but we'll just have to stick with freaking people out and almost causing traffic accidents before gliding into the great plains of the beyond forever. Okay, back to the actual warehouse that we own. This is the incoming and outgoing zones. On the incoming zone, this is where we buy supplies. For starters, we have 3, which are chemicals, electronic parts, and plastic. And as we can see by this little thing here, they deliver pretty often. The outgoing zone is where we put stuff when we want to sell it. It picks up a little less frequently. So we're gonna start by building some stuff. We got stuff like storage, logistics, crafting, assembly, research, and finally decoration, our favorite. Now look, I know I only have $100,000 and this rug is kind of pricey, but I think we should still indulge. Yes. And of course a plant, which now I have to wonder, does this block the path? The answer is yes, but the plant stays for now, because if we really need to get out, we can do it here. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is set up some stuff. We've got all kinds of shelving racks, and we're gonna need something because we need to store the things we make. So just for funsies, we're gonna start with the big old shelving rack, obviously because it's huge and unwieldy. And we'll put this gently off center on the zebra rugs. Now when we order up all of our stuff, it shows up right there in the incoming zone. We can pick all this crap up and move it all to our big shelving rack. But this is all in the service of trying to build stuff to sell. To do that, we gotta build a tinker table, which we're also gonna painfully put in the way. Oh, and we can name the table? Table of mistakes. Yeah, there we go. Now I'll never forget. Oh, I can name the big shelving rack too? Sick racks. Oh yeah. My god, you can rename everything in this game. Hot components,
Product not yet rated.
Coming through. And for outgoing, cheap, crappy goods for suckers. Okay. The setting is ready. Anyway, back to the table of mistakes. From here, you can see that we can build other stuff, like a simple case, a single cell battery, and an LED array. We're gonna set up a design desk, and even though we have all this space, we're gonna just mash it again. And we're also gonna need this assembly table. Yeah, let's put that right there. So if you click on this thing down here, you get the market overview. It tells you what people are expecting to buy right now, apparently, which at this time is calculator phase 2. Selling for a maximum price of $666. That's my kind of calculator. Over here at the design desk, we're gonna create one of them calculators. And basically we select first the case, and then we select each one of these components, and we just kind of mash them in the available space. Putting one or more down changes the market appeal, and adding a lot more components seems to agree with that idea. Now, I want to build crap, so people aren't getting extra components. Market appeal 2.5, that's kind of like getting a C in school, right? Good enough? And that's what we're gonna name our first calculator. Good enough. And there it is. Now that we have our design figured out, we have to build it. So we go over to the assembly table, excuse me, where dreams are made. We select the old good enough, which we're gonna build as soon as we make these freaking components, which means we have to go back over to the table of mistakes, select which one we want to build, which is gonna require 10 plastic. So we just go over to our S.i.R racks, grab the crap we need, back over to the table of mistakes, and craft us a couple. After we watch him massage nothing for a while, we eventually have a bunch of cases to use. And then once we have those, we can switch to the batteries, grab the stuff we need, craft those too, move on to the LED arrays, craft those until you go cross-eyed. And then once we have all those lovely components, we assemble them one at a time. And that's how dreams are made. And then we march over to the outgoing zone, where we place all of our calculators on there and wait for them to sell. Ta-da! We just made a bunch of money. Well, that was a whole hell of a lot of work. Oh, but don't you worry, we can automate all of that. First, let's go up to build mode, slam down 2 more tinker tables. I'm also gonna try and use every single space. I want nothing wasted, so it's gonna look terrible everywhere. Now we're gonna hire some people to do this for us. I'm gonna hire only people that look sort of confused like Haley here. So you're hired, and Cyrus is hired, and James. Welcome to the team, everybody. What a beautiful cramped area this is gonna be. Now you might notice no one's actually building anything. It's because they don't have the supplies they need. That's because we need to hire another person, where all they do is move supplies around. Come here, Spyro, you're hired. How is he gonna know what to move? Well, that's what the logistics button is for. Basically, we have to create the connections for him. So the stuff in the incoming zone, we're gonna tell these components that they need to go to the S.i.R racks. And so we'll just drag each component over to that section. See, here he comes now, just shoving through everyone else. And he'll just keep on doing this forever. Now that we've got the S.i.R racks full of sick stuff, we're gonna drag these chemicals over here where they need to be made, plastic where it needs to be made over here, and the electronic parts where they need to be made over here. And we're gonna tell them to take the outgoing components, put them back on the S.i.R racks. And once all 3 of those are on the S.i.R racks, we need them all to go over here to Dream Desk, and so we make that connection here too. Yeah, I'm serious. And then once the calculator is good, you move it over to the cell thingy. See, there we go. Now everything's happening and I don't have to do anything. And as these things pile up, eventually they're gonna sell, and we're gonna make a healthy profit. Okay, so that's pretty much how the game works, right? So here's my question. If I just hire a ton of people and build a ton of these calculators, can I just make a whole boatload of money really fast? I guess there's only one way to find out. So first, let's hire some employees. You're all hired. Build a bunch of these tables. Make sure no one has any personal space anywhere. Spend a painful amount of time trying to draw these connections to everything. Well, seems to be working as intended. Everyone's just kind of putting stuff everywhere in the most disorganized fashion, but it sure is making for a lot of calculators. If you look over on the market overview, you can see that we're on phase 4 of the calculators, which I think means that eventually they'll stop selling well. If I were to sell them at full price, I could only sell 3 a week. So essentially, I'll just keep discounting it until we literally can't sell them anymore. And then we'll move on to the next piece of crap we can fool people into buying. You know what? I wonder something. Over here at the S.i.R racks, as you can see, we always have a nice abundance of these supplies. Can I just sell these things over here too? No, looks like you can. Well, what the hell? Let's make a little extra money while we're at it. Oh my god, I think that made us a lot more money. Wait a minute, so if these things sell for 300 each, but I can sell one of these for 70? What if I just sell components? Is that like a good throughput for making money? So here's what I think it hinges on. If we craft it with the tinker table like we are now, it takes 10 seconds. But if we get this basic workbench, 4 seconds. I think we just found our next step. So we can't place the workbench yet because we need to unlock it. See down here where it says milestones? We need to get to milestone 2, which among other things will unlock the basic workbench. To do this, we need need to spend research points, so the next thing we're gonna do is build a research desk. Let's see, where am I gonna put it? It's like we're running out of space in here. Okay, that'll do. And as you can see, there's a bunch of different things we can research. Good lord, it gets really complex. Sensors, cameras, passive coolers, all these beautiful components we can sell. Now I realize all of this stuff is so you can build stuff with it, but now I want to see if we can actually get a ton of money with only building and selling the supplies. So in order for us to research these things, nothing's actually going to happen until we have basic research data, which is what this analysis desk is for. Oh, look at that. Fits perfectly right there. It's going to be super in the way, but not actually block anybody. Apparently, basically all we have to do is have someone analyzing components, and then they get these juicy research points. So as always, we'll just hire another person, analyze until you die. Yeah, there we go. That's the kind of analyzing I like seeing done. And now that we have all these analysis points or whatever, researching can commence. We're playing the drums, so long as something is happening. Ta-da! We researched the plastic thingamabob. And researching this tier 2 item here appears to have unlocked tier 3. So let's go straight to that. Get our research on. Okay, so far we're doing good. As soon as we do 500 research point thingies or whatever, we're gonna get the things we need. Ta-da! Milestone reached. Now that we have access to a basic workbench and a chemistry table, we can build all these components in 4 seconds instead of 10 seconds. Okay, so let's just get rid of this table. Replace it with a workbench. Okay, enjoy your new home building stuff even faster. Okay, everything's retrofitted now. Production continues to go without a hitch. Now as we can see of our 3 components, they're hitting the maximum a stack can be, and for whatever reason we can only have 1 stack each. Actually, it turns out you can make more stacks. Wow, I wonder if this changes everything. Wait a minute, if I fill all these up, will it sell all of these? I guess there's only one way to find out. Okay, it doesn't sell all of them. If you look at our little sales report here, you can see we sold 150 total modules, and since we're only selling 3 different types of modules, I guess we can only sell 50 apiece. But still, that's a pretty substantial increase. Okay, so at this point I have an idea. We're gonna stop selling calculators, because now that we can put down more components, I want to see if we can make money just doing this. And since we're not gonna be making these calculators anymore, let's go ahead and free up some of this real estate, and use this for some more valuable desk space. Now that we've got our picture-perfect logistics underway, arms just flying everywhere, it's time to move on to phase 2 of our plan, and that's good ol' expansion. Let's see, how much to... 90,000? Well, so be it. Hey, new warehouse, I'm home. Oh, looks kind of like the old one. Well, at least it's got its own incoming and outgoing zone thingy. So now that I know we can only sell 50 of these at a time, I would say we have tier 1 on lockdown for that. So let's start selling some beautiful tier 2 stuff. So we'll just do a quick bit of research so that we can unlock this wooden case thing. Oh yeah, this is how we're gonna make the big bucks. You and me, Lamp, we're going all the way. It's now time to set up our infrastructure. Obviously, first thing we're gonna need is some hot racks. There we go. So we have 4 things in tier 2. Let's focus on these cases first. We got a plastic case and a wooden case. As we can see in the basic workbench here, both can be made through this. This one's real easy. It requires wood and metal. We're gonna order some metal and some wood, and we're gonna use all 4 of these stations to make it. I'm excited because these wood cases, they sell for 110. It's not quite 50 total, but let's see how it does. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Cool, let's make that other case thing. It's gonna be slightly more complicated because we have to use plastic and the simple cases that we built previously. So we're gonna have to build actually 2 things here. Half of these are gonna make just the simple cases, and then these other 4 are gonna make this second tier plastic case. And then I connect everything in my logistics spider web. Let's see how this is doing for selling. Okay, great. That's working like a charm. If you like connecting dots, then this is definitely the game for you. Well, so far so good. Every shipment period we have a big old pile of contraband, and then when it sells we make even more money. So pretty much the way I'm playing this game, you know, the components game, is just make this big mess of madness where I'm constantly linking everything together. What a beautiful logistics nightmare I've created for myself. At this point now, there's just so many components, and I feel like the smart play is to figure out which ones are the easiest to build. But I'm not really gonna know until I research all this stuff, right? And me doing it myself is such a long, painful process. So let's just hire a bunch of people to do it for me. First off, we're gonna walk over to this building right here. This one's a little cheaper at 20k, which is gonna be perfect for what I wanna do. And that's Research Mania. Oh, you know what I realized? It doesn't actually matter if they can move around, so I've really kind of compacted them in here. I mean, they can't ever leave, but that's okay. They got research to do. Oh my god, it's so fast. Ah, see, this is the kind of researching I want to see. Just done in the blink of an eye. Well, I guess we're just gonna unlock all of this stuff, so hang on a quick second. Okay, things are looking good. A little time has passed. It is now beautiful year 40. We've all just been standing here doing this. Along the way, we've made a little bit of money. And also, there was a bunch of milestones. If you recall, that's how we unlocked such vital things as the chemistry table and workbench. But it turns out all this researching actually unlocked all of the rest of the milestones. And boy, are there some interesting rewards. Like, we got stuff I don't really understand yet, like this welding table. But then we have something that really speaks to my soul. Conveyor belts. So for sure, we're gonna have to take a look at those. And as we go up in the milestones, there's a bunch of other stuff that I'm sure is really important, like a mechanics workbench, an advanced electronics workbench. But enough about that for now. Let's see how our research is going. We're working on the triple joint segment right now, and as you can see, everything else is unlocked. Oh, but hold on to that thought. We're about to finish our last piece. And with that, we have literally nothing else to research. Well, I thank you for your last 30 plus years of service. I'm gonna give you all a little reward, which is first I'm gonna remove some of these desks, and then I'm gonna block all the exits, let everybody stretch their legs for a little bit, and then I'm gonna see if I can confine you all in a really tiny space. There we go, everyone's nice and situated. How are you all feeling? Good, I hope? So I'm just gonna leave all these people here. Maybe an opportunity will present itself. Okay, I just gotta know more about these conveyor belts now. Let's see what we can do. I need to be able to make everything just a horrible disaster. Oh my god, these can go outside? Oh god, yes. Okay, well, first things first. Remember all these awesome people? Diligently on the job for decades? Starting to think I've been too kind to them. See, that's better. That'll learn ya. Oh, and I haven't forgotten about you in here. Let's go ahead and restrict your space just a little bit more. Oh yeah, super cozy now. We can even get rid of the shelves now. And look at that, it goes in a perfect little circle. Here, I'm just gonna put some of these old calculators on the belt. Enjoy! Try not to barf. So one of the other things that happened by year 41, not only do we have our glorious calculators now on phase 82, but we also have game devices, cleaner bots, camera drones, and robotic guides. You know, the only 5 pillars of technology, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty sure if we made these things, we would make more money. But everybody knows you don't make robotic guides until like phase 90. So until then, let's continue in the components business. So let's go over here, place one of each of all of our new fancy tools. So really, the job now is to go through all of these and whoa, so jam-packed with stuff, they didn't even leave space for this thing. So I feel like we could go item by item and spend the next 10,000 years trying to look at everything, because between all of the benches, there's just a ton of crap to look at. So really, I think we should just find the most expensive one and build that first. Oh, and I think we found our winner. High-res camera for $380 a piece. I mean, how hard can this be, right? Like, besides the 2 ingredients, all we need is that stereo camera. And to make a stereo camera, we only need these ingredients and a low-res camera. Are you telling me that to make a high-res camera, you have to build a stereo camera that's pretty much just 2 low-res cameras? And that turns into a high-res camera? I have so much to learn about technology. Anyway, and to build this low-res piece of crap, we need proximity sensors. And to build proximity sensors, we need brightness sensors. And to build the brightness sensor, okay, thank God, base-level components. I think we're gonna need our own warehouse for this. For sale sign, get out of the way. Money is no object. Okay, let's make a thing to make a thing. Okay, here we are. It's been a little while. It's the year 65 now. I've built out our infrastructure to handle the high-res cameras. Let me give you the grand tour. I basically separated out the buildings, one for each leg of production. What we're looking at right now is all the core ingredients that we're gonna need to use to build all those things. And because each one needs something different, that's why I've set up a whole bunch of conveyor belts. If we head over this direction, I'll show you the first leg of our journey. This warehouse to the left, this is where we build our brightness sensors. All the components we need show up on conveyor belts, where they're picked up and taken over to the hot rack so everyone can start production. After that, the finished brightness sensors are taken over to this conveyor belt here and sent on to the next leg of the journey. As you can see, they're joined by 2 other ingredients, which are plastic and metal sundries, which originated here in the first warehouse we looked at, before being dropped off on these conveyor belts right outside, snaking up past this building, and then joining a nice long queue, eventually finding their way over here to join the brightness sensors. Then the old guy squad here diligently picks everything up, racks part 2, more sweatshop labor, and this lovely fellow sends them to their next destination. And so on and so forth. These people build the low-res cameras, send them on down the production line, the next stop picks them up, turns them into sweet stereo cameras, and then off they go to their final destination. Good God, all this just to make high-res cameras. And then once our lovely folks here build them, we finally sell them, as well as any extra stereo cameras we have lying around. So what do we think? When this sells, do we think we're gonna turn a profit? Oh, not bad. Also, boy, was it a pain in the ass to set up all these conveyor belts, because I can't climb over them, so I had to figure out how to put them down in a way that wouldn't block me. Oh, speaking of blocking, though, I had a spare room here, so I went ahead and set up something special. Everybody say hi to my favorite employee. Her job is to take this metal, turn it into rods, and then promptly throw it in a dumpster. She's surrounded by these beautiful agave plants and is never allowed to leave, but I have to say, all things considered, she sure is handling this with a lot of grace. So as nice as it is to be consistently cash positive, I think there's one piece of the puzzle that we're missing. See, the more we expand to build these new things, there's always going to be a ton of overhead. Like if you look at our cash flow here, we are indeed making money, but the cost of wages and material purchases is pretty damn high. And I think it scales like that every time we try and build new stuff. Oh, but I think we have a silver bullet here. It's called time and patience. So I have to wonder, how long can we make these people do back-breaking labor? Only one way to find out. Turns out quite a long time. Our factory's been running for over 500 years now. I kind of just left the game running for a couple of weeks, went off and made 2 whole other videos, and now here we sit on a beautiful $71 million. I couldn't help but notice, though, that something seems a little different. That seems a little choppy. Uh-oh, what's happening here? Oh my god, frame rate, what happened to you? Is this just how people walk in the future now? No time for smooth walking? Oh wow, and I can jitter through walls. What kind of fun can we have with this? Oh wow, that was easy. I phased right through that door. Damn it, the game's smarter than I thought. It still won't let me go out there and play in traffic, but at least I can phase through these cars here. It's gonna be a real pleasant surprise for whoever's vehicle this is. Okay, so the shattering of space-time aside, I'm gonna go ahead and say that yes, you can be successful only selling components, so long as you have a dedicated, immortal crew and have about 500 years on your hands. At this point, I feel like there's only one thing left to do, and that's that I feel like we should give Grace here some company. So it looks like if we hire new people, they pop up right over there. That's cool, we can contain that with some conveyor belts. And there we go, we've expanded the playpen. Now it's time to hire like we've never hired before. So while I was trying to hire tons of people, the game froze, and when I tried to load my save game, it's been stuck on loading for a couple hours now. But I have seen some pretty interesting things happening on the loading screen. Like, it looks like parts of my factory are part of the streets now. Not to mention the 1,000 people I hired are all stuck in this little cluster here. Meanwhile, the parking lots never looked finer with all of my machinery in it, and I'm sure these cars are having a great time going through my supplies. So I gotta admit, this wasn't the outcome I was expecting, but I'll take it. So I hope you had fun. I know I did. I give this game 1 forklift running for safety, while the Matrix over here continues to lose cohesion, and I'll see you next time.